Wonk. Fancy seeing you here. I'm Cryptic Luna, and this is another video of planets. I don't know what to say. That's right, Haruhi somehow managed to make it all the way here in our soup case, because that makes sense. Good morning, Marine-chan! At first, I'm completely shocked to see Haruhi in my bedroom, but then all of the events of yesterday come back to me. Hi, Haru-chan. Did you sleep okay? Yes, that closet was actually the perfect size for me. Okay. Ah, that's good. Sorry you have to sleep in there, but we just can't risk a teacher walking in and finding you. That's okay. I guess I should have thought things through before I hid in your suitcase. Yeah, you probably should have. Oh well, I'm just glad I got to come and visit you, even if it was only for a little while. Well, I am too. But I need to go to the cafeteria now and get breakfast before classes start. You're probably going to get bored in here all day, but there's really nothing else for you to do. No worries. See you later. Bye. I leave Haruhi behind in the room as I head down to the cafeteria and start the day. Getting back into the swing of things after taking a long break is always difficult, but for some reason, telepathy class was even worse than usual today. In fact, it was so bad that my teacher called me in to talk to him after class. Kazuoki-san, have you noticed anything different about your powers lately? In fact, have you been hearing any thoughts at all? To be honest, the thoughts of other people don't really bother me that much anymore. When I'm in a large crowd of people, it is really loud, but otherwise I can easily ignore them. I seem to not be hearing as many thoughts as I was when I first got my powers. That's strange. Kazuoki-san, I have to admit, I haven't heard of anything like this before. You don't think it's possible that my powers are actually going away, do you? Under normal circumstances, I would say just such a thing is impossible, but in your situation, there's no way to tell. It certainly does seem like your powers are getting weaker. But if I lose my powers... I recall something that Lucan told me before. Kazuoki-san, if your power is to go away, then there's a chance that they may erase your memory. I'm afraid that if you lose your power and go back to regular school, they may find it necessary to erase your memory of planets. No. Sensei, do you know any possible way that I can make my power stronger? Well, there is a theory that stimulating your mind with complex problems can make your psychic powers stronger, but that's only a theory. If you really are worried, Vog, maybe you should try. Okay. Why is that me? Okay, move on. Okay, thanks for your help, Sensei. I doubt the solution can be that simple, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything. If the only way for me to strengthen my powers is by doing extra homework, then that's just what I'll have to do. It seems that every time I leave my psychic class, I just feel worse and worse about myself. At this rate, my powers really might disappear completely in the near future. I can't deny the fact that I'm growing worried about it. Just as I reach the doorway, someone calls out my name. Marine-chan! Oh, Rui, you look worried. Is something wrong? Yes, there's a fight happening on the rooftop. A fight? Between who? Ryu-sama and Kaya-sama. Why am I not surprised? They were arguing earlier, and it seemed to get out of control. A teacher broke them up, but they planned a meeting on the rooftop after school to fight. Geez, now we sound like we're in middle school. Oh! Everyone found out at lunch that there's gonna be a fight at recess. Fight! 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 You're kidding. I asked, even though the terror on her face makes it obvious that she's speaking only the truth. Marie-Tron, you're friends with them, right? I think you're the only one who can stop them. What? Me? Don't put that type of responsibility onto me, Rui. Please? You could be a hero if you save the precious Riku-sama from getting hurt. Heck you! Caius matters too, even if you don't like him. I don't want to be a hero. We are talking about a fight between two guys who have psychic abilities, one that is extremely violent, and the other one who can teleport. Heck no! How will a girl like me stop them? Aren't you friends with them? Well, come on! Ruiko cuts me off and grabs my arm, dragging me down the empty halls. I stumble behind as we go up 4 flights of stairs and reach the stairwell that leads to the rooftop. By the time we've arrived, my legs are throbbing and I'm short of breath. Based on Ryu and Caius' fights before this is nothing to joke about. The first time I saw them fighting, Caius was planning to kill Ryu, and he looked totally serious. While there were a lot of fights at Yasuragi High, just like in any typical high school, I never became involved in them. You know, in my high school experience, there weren't a ton of fights. Most of the fights stopped after middle school. Maybe I'm lucky? I usually turned away, unable to watch people purposely hurting each other. To think I'm being forced to stop one of those fights is ridiculous. I don't know what I can possibly do to stop this. Riko opens the door to the rooftop, and I can immediately tell that the fight has already begun. There's a wall of jeering students in front of the door. I can't believe how many people are here, but Ryu is popular and Caius is well known, so a fight between the two of them is a big event. Can we get to the front? Grab onto my hand. I'll try and join phase. Okay. I grip tightly onto Riko's hand, and we join phase through the crowd of people until we're in the very front and center. Phasing is an eerie feeling. It's like having something go through your body. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't feel natural. Just as Riko said, Ryu and Caius are here. They stand across from each other, Ryu looking smug, Caius pissed off beyond belief. I'm getting a sense of deja vu. Are you sure you want to do this, Caius? You know if you lose to me, your reputation will be even worse than it already is. Shut up, Takashima. I can destroy you with one blow. You always say that, but you never do you? You're too afraid. Maybe you should try proving it for once. This is exactly the same argument they had when I first met them. What the heck is going on between them that makes them fight all the time? You know, Caius knows what That was backwards. Ryu knows what Caius' quirk is, and so Ryu decides the proper response is to bully Caius. Caius, I named a chinchilla after you. How do you feel about that? Let's turn to Caius for a moment. How do you feel about me naming a chinchilla after you? He's proving to be quite your personality type. I'm sorry, I got off topic. Come on, fight already! A boy next to me shouts, encouraging the rest of the crowd. This isn't something to laugh about. This could be serious, and we're on a rooftop. What if someone falls? Caius is more concerning if he falls than Ryu is. Ryu will teleport away, or try to. He may teleport himself into a tree or something, we don't know. Caius cannot teleport. If he goes off the roof, that's the real problem. Fine, you asked for it. Caius lunges for Ryu with his fists outstretched, but he's too slow. Even great physical strength is useless against someone with the ability to teleport. It would make more sense for Caius to use his own psyche. However, his persistent stubbornness with not letting other people know what it is nullifies that option. There's no way he can win the fight at this rate. I can't root for either of them. Although Ryu was the first person at Planets who treated me like a friend, not true. He's kind of been a sarcastic butthole the entire time. I don't want to see someone I know get hurt. Not even Caius, who has never said a kind word to me. That's not true. Don't speak in absolutes. Like, maybe he hasn't necessarily said, no, that's not true. Heck off. The crowd still cheers wildly when Ryu lands a punch on Caius' face, and it's obvious who is the favorite to win the fight. I have to do something. I don't know what, but I don't have a choice. Caius, Ryu, stop this, please. My weak yell is drowned out by the cheers of the crowd. At that moment, Ryu prepares for another punch, but Caius holds out his hand with his palm facing upward. Ooh. Oh no! Wait, what? I don't remember this! Wait, what is happening? I don't remember this happening! Wait! Wait! Hold on! I don't remember this happening. Did this happen before? I'm so confused. A circle of light surrounds Caius on all sides, and when Ryu lunges, he's forced backwards and onto the ground. The crowd gasps collectively. Ryu curses and stands up. For the first time since I've seen him, he looks genuinely mad. That's it! I'm ending this now. I'm sick of you. Caius clenches his fist and the force field disappears. His expression darkens. This is bad. He's about to do something dangerous. I can tell. Caius seems really angry. If he loses control and lets his psyche unleash, Ryu and all of us could be in serious danger. Especially because his psyche gets inside his head and messes with his emotions, because it's like extremely tied to his emotions, and so when it starts ramping up, it takes his emotions and goes, woohoo! Marine, do something! She's right. I can't just stand by and let them fight until one of them is killed. You have to stop this! I run for Caius with my arms outstretched. I didn't want to have to do this, but they couldn't hear me when I yelled, so physical force is the only option. Hoo-ha! I can hear the thoughts of the crowd behind me. What is she doing? Is she crazy? Yes. My body slam into Caius, knocking him off balance. Hoo-ha! What? I expect to hit the solid ground. I don't. I must have underestimated my own strength. Our bodies are flung into the gate that surrounds the roof, which collapses under our weight. I don't remember this happening! Oh my god! Wait! Ah! We keep flying off the roof. I don't... Wait, hold on. I don't remember this happening. I'm sure his dad's gonna save us. Or something. Someone's gonna save us. I scream, grabbing onto Caius' shirt and pulling him close. Our bodies plummet in a downward spiral toward the ground 6 stories below. Oh god. If I thought that falling down the stairs was bad, this is 100 times worse. Maybe you'll get your powers back. Never mind. Ignore me. Don't listen to me, Marin. What the hell is wrong with you? Caius yells at me over the sound of the wind in my ears. I didn't mean to. I was just trying to stop the fight, not kill myself, or kill both of us. How was pushing me off a roof a good way to stop a fight, you idiot? I wasn't trying to push you off the roof. Caius-kun, we're about to die. Don't you get that? The ground is getting closer and closer. There's no way we can survive this one. We're done for. But when the ground is only a few feet away, death impending, there's a blinding flash of white light. I think it might actually be... Spoiler alert. I think it might actually be Ryu. I can't remember. What was that? Someone teleported. To save us? Caius doesn't need to answer. A pair of arms envelop the both of us when we're just inches from the ground. No, it might be his dad. If they're strong enough to catch us both, it might be his dad. All three of us collapse into a heap. Maybe they didn't catch us. The impact of the fall less painful because the person that saved us. Realizing that I'm still on top of Caius and the other boy, it's boy. I stumble away, rubbing my head. Are you both okay? Caius sits up with a groan, revealing the other person at the very bottom of the pile. I knew it! I'm pretty sure he justifies it by being like, oh, I did it for Marin. But in reality, I don't think Ryu is such a cold person that he would be okay with Caius dying because he fell off of the roof. Let's be real. Ryu-kun? Marin, are you okay? Ryu stands up unsteadily, staggering slightly. I reach out to steady him. I think so. I don't feel any pain. What about you and Caius? Yeah, Caius has to have a moment swallowing his pride. Are you okay? Don't you think you should thank me? You'd be dead if I hadn't just saved you. Drop dead, Takashima. That's one thing I will never say to you, no matter what you do. Caius, wait. Caius runs off, disappearing around the other side of the building. Okay, I vaguely remember this part happening of us falling off the roof and Ryu saving us. I don't remember Caius using his psych. That's interesting. Interesting how I just blocked that out. I can't just let Caius run off like that. I'll have to go after him. I'm sorry, Ryu. I'll be back. I turn away from Ryu and I follow in the direction that Caius went. Even though I don't see him, it seems like he went into the forest, the same way we came when I first came to planets. There's no path, so I have no choice but to follow my instinct. Huffing and out of breath, I run through the forest, turning my head in every direction. The sound of my footsteps on the leaves and the insects are the only sound. The forest is vast, and there are no signs of which direction he could have gone. Caius, where are you? When I call out, there's no reply, just as I expected. All of the trees look the same. If I keep running carelessly like this, I'll get lost. But I can't just give up. I have to find Caius. I run until my legs start to burn and I'm sweating beneath my uniform. There's no sign of Caius anywhere. But why? Was he really that upset at what happened that he doesn't want anyone to find him? I slow my pace down to a walk and notice that the trees are starting to thin. Is that a picture of actual trees? There's a clear difference between this part of the forest and the part I just walked through. It's completely destroyed, as if some kind of machine ripped out all of the trees. It's clear something happened here, but I have no idea what that might have been. His psych. Hello? Okay. Feeling a bit scared all of a sudden, I turn around and go back the direction I came. Okay. Most likely he was in those destroyed trees. Just saying. Caius, where are you? I know now that Caius and Ryu only fight because Ryu wants someone wants everyone to see what Caius is. I know now that Caius and Ryu only fight because Ryu wants everyone to see Caius' psyche for what it is. Ryu wants to expose Caius so that they'll know the truth about him. Even though I don't know what Caius' psyche is myself, I know that Caius would never use it to hurt someone he cared about. He must be tired of Ryu picking fights with him. I'm sure he just wants it all to end. I have to find him. I can't just let Caius be alone when he's hurt. In fact, I don't want Caius to ever have to be alone again. He deserves more than that. It only takes me a few more minutes of walking to realize that I'm lost. It's starting to... Am I lisping? I don't think it was major, but I think I just started lisping. It's starting... Whenever I talk, my S's turn into like snakes, always. It's starting to get dark outside, and I can always hear that so I think I started trying to correct that and try to make it stop, and by doing that, it turned into it's starting to get dark outside. Oh my god. There's no fixing my S's. Oh my god. If I try to fix them, I end up lisping. Great. What a wonderful time. It's starting to get dark outside, and I'm having trouble seeing anything. The trees are so tall that I can't see the school anywhere. Why did this have to happen? Today wasn't supposed to end like this. You don't know how any day is supposed to end. Every day is unpredictable. The next day is... You never know what's gonna happen. Ugh. My foot snags on something on the ground, and I fall onto the leaves below. Damn it! This sucks! I sit up, picking the leaves and twigs from my socks. Then I hear something moving around behind me. At first, my stomach seems to drop. There's a chance that it could be a bear, or any kind of dangerous wild animal. We are in the mountains. But behind one of the trees is a small peak of red, and I know instantly that it's not an animal. It's Caius. He doesn't notice me at first when I approach him because his body is drawn into itself, his head hidden in the space between his knees. But I feel relief when I see him. More than relief, even happiness. Caius! I kneel down to his height, gently placing my hand on his. He's tall enough that even with him sitting down, that's not a very short kneel, especially for me. Pretty sure he's over like a whole foot taller than me. I kneel down to his height, gently placing my hand on his. His body stiffens and he raises his head slowly. Kazuoki. Caius gets to his feet silently and stands a good distance away. The silence that passes between us is full of many different emotions. Seeing that he isn't going to speak first, I break the silence. I thought something horrible happened to you. You disappeared so suddenly, and I know what is happening. You disappeared so suddenly, and I didn't know where you were. I've been looking all over. For hours, I was searching for you. Stay away. Just stay away from me. The moment he says that, I want to yell at him. He's reverted back to his old self, even after everything we've been through. I've been over this before. Recovery from any damage mentally is not linear. Nothing is linear. Learning a new skill, trying to do something new, going on a weight loss journey, going on recovery, nothing is linear. Nothing is perfectly linear. He hasn't reverted. He's kind of I don't know if relapsed is the correct word, but it doesn't mean every progress. I've already been over this, move on. How can I get it through his head? Is the only way to get through to him complete 100% honesty? If that's the case, I have to be brave and tell him how I really feel. I'm not going to stay away. Even if you say that, it doesn't matter. I shake my... That's called stalking. I get it's not. Her intentions are not stalker level, but that came across wrong. I shake my head, trying to get my thoughts in order. I have to say this properly for him to understand. I know you may think I'm annoying or stupid, Caius, but the truth is that my feelings for you are the opposite of that. I can't explain why, but the more I try to stay away from you, the stronger my desire to be with you becomes. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you hate me. But even when you tell me to stay away, I can't. No, go away, please. Oh, he's getting the sad look again. Oh no, stop. Don't be sad. Come back. No. Caius backs away from me slowly before turning and hurrying in the opposite direction. Also, now, even though he's going back to saying stay away, the attitude around it has changed. Before, he pushed out, like, straight anger to try and force this wall up to intentionally keep you out. But now that you're around his wall, and he knows you're around his wall, especially with the expression he's giving now, it's fear. He's running from you. He's no longer pushing. He's given up on pushing, and he's running. And because he's scared, and that's what's happening here. It's a different stage in this than we were before, even if it doesn't necessarily seem like it on surface level. If you look at the actual signs, body language, emotions, energy, like, it's different. There is a shift, there is a change. Caius backs away from me slowly before turning and hurrying in the opposite direction. Stop, Caius, you can't run away anymore. I reach him easily and grab onto his hand, causing him to flinch. Why are you doing this? You're putting yourself in danger, don't you get that? Why would you sacrifice yourself for someone like me? Because I care about you. Isn't it obvious? When you truly care about someone, you don't just let them go. If you knew what I've done, you wouldn't be saying this. Then tell me what you've done. I'll decide that for myself. You really want to know? His voice is low and trembling with anger. I wouldn't say anger. The game says anger. I say fear. Fear that comes across maybe as anger. Fine. I'll show you. Caius pulls me deeper in the forest silently. After walking for a while, I start to feel worried. Where are you taking me? Where I take my private lessons. You mean for your psych? He nods. You don't take them in school? No, I can't. He stops suddenly and moves aside to give me a clear view of the sight ahead. Hey, we're back at the real trees. His psych is he takes things from pixelation to real world. Can he do that to himself and put himself here? The ruined part of the forest that I saw earlier today is laid out in front of me again. Caius, you did this? Damn, boy, that was impressive. This is why I can't take my lessons with other people. Because they would end up dead too, just like the trees, just like everything here. Having no idea what to say, I can only stare at the dead and destroyed trees stretching out in front of us. There's so many of them. At this rate, the whole forest will be destroyed. This is what happens when I use my psych. Any second, I could lose control. Right now, at this very moment, I could lose control of my psych. Do you get it now? If you get close to me, I'll kill you too. This is why you have to stay away from me. Caius. Buddy. I live on the edge. I like danger. I'm an adrenaline junkie. If you think that scares me, You're wrong, buddy. Despite seeing this, my feelings haven't changed. Even knowing that you're capable of this kind of destruction, you aren't using it to hurt people. And that's why I'm not afraid. Damn it, Kazuoki! I can't do this anymore. What? Can't do what? I'm tired of lying and ignoring my feelings. For once, I just want to be honest. I'm so tired of everything. Sick and tired. I tried so hard to keep those I care about away from me because I know that inevitably I will hurt them. So I figured that if I hurt you on purpose, you'd start to hate me. I wanted that. I wanted you to hate me, Kazuoki, because He cuts himself off, averting his eyes from mine. The stronger my feelings for you became, the more I tried to push you away. At the expense of my own feelings, I just want you to stay away from me. I was only pushing you away to protect you. For as long as I can remember, I've had the ability to manipulate energy, but I've never known how to control it properly, and releasing vast quantities of energy at once is incredibly dangerous. Whenever I experience any type of strong negative emotion, be it anger or sadness, there's a chance that the energy level around me will become too high and cause mass destruction. Has that happened before, Caius? When I was a child, I was bullied at school all the time. I was shy, a loser, with no friends. I contained my feelings at school. I took in all of the bullying while showing no emotion. Every day I had the same expressionless face. I didn't want to show anyone the way I truly felt. I didn't want them to know they were hurting me, so I stayed quiet. But when I got home, I let all of my emotion out, unable to hold it in anymore. That's how it was for my entire childhood. One day was worse than the others, though. I'm home. Oh, this is sad. Oh, Kai-chan, welcome home. How's your day? Honey, are you alright? No, I can't take it anymore, Mom. Every day I get bullied and I never do anything to stop them. But I just want it to stop. That's all. How can I make it stop, Mom? Kai-chan, come here. I went into my mother's arms like I always did. She was the only person who ever knew what I was going through. She was the only one to comfort me. She didn't lie and say things like, "It will be okay." Mother was always honest. No matter what happens at school, I'll always be here, waiting for you to come home, is what she always said. Why are you talking about her in past tense, Caius? Because of what happened that day. She was hugging me and stroking my hair. Then I started to cry. For the first time, I always hid my emotions, but that day I couldn't take it anymore, and I cried. I released all of my negative energy at once. Before I knew what was happening, I was surrounded by a huge field of energy. Kai-chan, what are you? When I finally got a hold of myself, I opened my eyes and looked around. It's missing his name. Marin-chan has decided to continue the story in her thoughts. Mom, where are you? Mom, where are you? I didn't know what had happened. I never even knew what my psyche was at that time. But eventually I realized the energy was so powerful that it destroyed everything that was around me. Everything. My mother, who had been there beside me, trying to comfort me, was completely disintegrated by the force of my psyche. Mom, no. Come back. There was no blood or any sign of her body left. It was like the force of a nuclear explosion. It's entirely my fault that she's gone, because I couldn't control myself. She's dead. The only person who I trusted, who I confided in, she's gone forever because of me. Guys, Hold on, I'm having a moment. Caius, did anyone find out what happened to your mother? Father came home from work because his machine had picked up a huge energy flare from our house. He knew what had happened right away. My psyche had gotten out of control. That was the only thing that could cause such a huge release of energy all at once. No one except for Father. When he found out what I'd done, he started telling all kinds of lies to protect me. Because my mother's body was destroyed, there was no evidence that she was murdered. Father told the police she disappeared. Once the police stopped suspecting anything, Father took me away from society. He took me out of school, and we moved out to the mountains, far away from other people. I was too dangerous to be around others, and even though I knew it was for the best, I was incredibly lonely. I had no one to speak to. I wasn't allowed to make friends because Father was afraid I would hurt them or kill them. I stayed home alone all day, doing nothing with myself. That's why eventually Father turned our home into a school. Planets. He thought that if I could attend a school with others like me, I could make friends again. But I just can't allow myself to make friends. How can I let others become close to me when I know that they might suffer the same fate as my mother? You may think I'm selfish for pushing you away, but the truth is, it would be even more selfish to allow you to be near me. Because if I lose control around you, if I hurt you because of my psyche, I could never forgive myself. It's best if I'm alone. Forever. Nope! Buddy, we're in this roller coaster together. You can kill me if you want. It's not gonna stop me. Now I realize I sound like more of a psycho than Marin. That's not true. That is not correct. No matter what happened in your past, no one deserves to be alone forever. What happened to your mother is horrible, Caius, and it isn't your fault. You were young. You couldn't control your powers properly, and horrible things had happened to you. You didn't hurt her purposely. She was the most important person to you, right? You never would have hurt her if you could control your powers. So don't blame yourself. It all makes sense now. The reason you don't want to get close to people is because you're afraid the same thing that happened to your mother will happen to them. The reason you don't trust people is because you don't trust yourself. When you told me not to trust other people, you were really telling me not to trust you, weren't you? You're afraid of what you're capable of doing to others. You're afraid of your own powers. But at the same time, because it's so closely intertangled with your emotions, and you are doing the classical thing that people who are going through, well, not classical, a thing that can happen when someone is struggling with depression or PTSD or like mental disorders is that they will withdraw themselves and they will stay stuck in this place dealing with their emotions, trying to handle it by themselves, and thus they feel out of control and it continues to spiral and spiral and spiral. And that's not going to help his power. Isolating himself and not learning how to handle his emotions and what's going on in a healthy way is going to eventually lead to that happening again, whether or not someone is close to him. In fact, it could make it happen in the halls of the school. The instant Ryu says, like, the smallest thing to finally make him explode with this emotion, because that's exactly what happened when he was younger. He went to school, he took everything with a blank face, he didn't talk about it, he didn't talk about his emotions. It built, until there was so much negative emotion that he snapped. If he learns to deal with the negative emotions and the feelings and learns to healthily cope with them, to talk about them, to connect with people and communicate them and grow and heal, those negative emotions won't be bottled up in the cage waiting to explode, waiting for the instant to break the jar. They will slowly become something that he can handle on a level where his psyche won't be a problem anymore when it comes to his negative emotions. And once he has control over those, I think he'll find it a lot easier to control his psyche. You aren't selfish or heartless, Caius. You're the opposite of that. I think I detected that all along. I knew that deep down inside there was a person longing for love and attention. So maybe that's why I love you, Caius. It's real early to be spouting love, but sure. Caius is silent, but I feel his body tense beneath mine, because I've always felt that you had more heart than anyone else. Even though you tried to hide it, I always knew that it was there. All of those people who think you don't have a soul, they couldn't be more wrong. You were only pushing them away to protect them at the expense of your own feelings. That's the most unselfish thing anyone could do. Kazuki-san, you're the only person who has tried to become close to me. As hard as I tried to push you away, you keep coming back. At first I hated you for that. I just wanted you to leave me alone like everyone else. But eventually I realized that you aren't like the others. You sincerely wanted to be friends with me. And that scared me away. I never experienced that before, and I didn't know how to react. I'm sorry. All those horrible things I said to you, none of it was true. I'm tired of being alone. You don't have to be alone anymore, Caius. We are here for you. I'm here for you. But I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to lose control of my psyche when you're around. It almost happened before. I know. But you can't be afraid of that forever. Maybe now that you won't be alone anymore, you won't be surrounded by all of the negative energy. Isn't that what happened before? You had so much negative energy stored up that when you released it, it destroyed everything. So all you can do is make those negative feelings go away. Or learn how to cope with them better when they do show up. Negative feelings will not permanently go away. Just saying. Replace them with happy feelings, and you'll never have to worry about hurting me or anyone else. Kazuoki-san. Caius returned my embrace, wrapping his one arm. He wrapped one arm around you, and he didn't wrap it. He placed a hand on your back. As right as this feels, I haven't neglected to notice that Caius hasn't returned my feelings. I confessed to him that I love him, but he didn't say anything in response to that. Well, no matter what, as long as we can stay like this for a while longer, I'm happy. Even if Caius doesn't feel the same way that I do about him, as long as we can finally be friends, that's enough for me. Hey, you really aren't afraid of me? No, not at all. Not even a little bit? No, not even a little. Thank you. You don't have to thank me for that, Caius. It's gotten pretty late, though. Can you take me to my dorm room? I'm pretty sure if I try to get in there alone, I'll get lost. Yeah. Caius pulls away and looks at me, a blush growing on his face. What? I feel sudden pressure on my hand, and I looked out to see his hand clenching mine. Ugh. Is that okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure you've held my hand before. It's fine. Yeah, I think it's safer if we stay close. There could be all kinds of creatures in the forest at night. That's not why I'm holding your hand. It's not? Never mind. Let's go. Caius took me to my dorm room after leading me through the forest. Oh. I don't think he's aware that I have a boy dressed as a girl hiding in my room. Although I think we both felt a bit awkward after what happened. I could tell by the look on his face that a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. From now on, things can finally change. Caius can be honest now with his feelings. It's still not just gonna be a linear process up. I hope you realize that. He's still gonna struggle with it because it's a habit now. Now it's on the process of breaking the habit. Whatever those feelings may be. Even though he didn't accept my feelings, I don't feel sad. I mean, he kinda did. He's holding your hand. I'm just happy that Caius can smile freely now. Well, that was an eventful episode. I guess he doesn't know still about Haruhi. Okay. So that's where I will leave this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. We got all sorts of fluffy feelings as well as a sad story. Well, I will... that was my hands, I promise. I will see you all next time. If you're feeling talkative, leave me a comment because I love them comments. If you like my content, please subscribe and ring that notification bell to be notified of my uploads and live streams. And remember to love yourselves and stay safe. Goodbye.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.